Hey everybody, welcome to Philosophy. This is PH. I'm going to be talking a little bit about profits. What is a profit? What is the term of profit? Why is this an important term to understand properly? I think it's overused and understood in the wrong contexts. A little bit about myself so you understand my knowledge of this word and how my perspectives coming from this word. I am an accoladed screenwriter. I'm also, trying to think the best way to explain it. I've been picked out by a lot of spiritual leaders through my journeys to, potentially be one. I'm a trained intuitive. I'm also a student of mythology, religion, and also a student of sociology, a student of humans and human migration, human evolution, terminology, evolution of languages too. And I've really, I didn't go to college because I decided with the internet the way it is and want to be a storyteller. The biggest thing for me was read reality and digest it as properly so I can regurgitate it. Prophet. What is a prophet? Well, going back to the ancient days, a prophet. Some people would call Jesus a prophet, Muhammad a prophet. A lot of these spiritual leaders were called prophets because they'd be preaching the holy word. But they weren't the only prophets, though. A prophet was somebody that would go town to town preaching, talking about philosophy, stories. They were storytellers. So all these guys that were called prophets, they were prophets. They were prophets. But what was a false prophet? False prophet was somebody using these powers of storytelling for their own selfish gain, for egotistical gain. So there's two types, and it's just where your heart was actually set. And this is where Jesus and Muhammad were real prophets, and where you see a lot of a lot of people in the church are false prophets. Actually, a lot of heads of churches are false prophets. The ones that go with the good heart are real prophets. The ones that go with their own selfish gain, that are flying the private jets, that are going around the country, that are spending their people's money on themselves are false prophets, because the real prophets would be using that money to help make it better. And this is a catch-22 too, because the more you deal with money and the bigger money you deal with, the more people like to be treated like royalty. And this is where, like, some of those guys that do take advantage of it. They do it under good intentions, but then they get effed in the A because of it. So a prophet is basically a person that preaches, pastors. But a real prophet, in the difference between a real prophet and a false prophet, is the ones that have the good intentions, the good hearts, the ones that are willing to stop by and the homeless people and give them the shirt off their back and lead by example. And that's really the truth. You see a lot of these people that are given everything by the people that are in their congregations. And they're not willing to even talk to a human being because it's not worth their time, or they're too busy to do it. I think that's another good terminology to understand the difference between a prophet and a false prophet. The false prophet are too busy besides for their own stuff. A real prophet will make time. It's PH, and you're watching Philosophy. Aloha.